Hi everyone, and thank you for tuning into our echo3D walkthrough. My name is Megan Yamauchi, and I am in charge of enterprise growth here at echo3D. This should be a very informative walkthrough, but if at any time you have a question, feel free to email myself directly at megan@echo3d.com or reach out to our team on the contact form on our website. For today's agenda, we will be going over number 1, what is echo3D and why 3D digital asset management is so important for your business. Number 2, how we can help, including an overview of our enterprise features and a quick demo. And number 3, how you can get started. So let's jump right into it. What is echo3D? echo3D is a 3D digital asset management platform for teams to store, secure, optimize, and share 3D models and scans across their organization and beyond. We help over 200,000 users to view and share massive 3D assets and digital twins, while allowing teams to discover, manage, and update 3D content in real time across the entire organization. Managing 3D libraries as a team is a pain. 3D content is very different from 2D content because file sizes are huge, making it really difficult to share. There is no single file format, creating compatibility issues when teams try to use the same 3D model, and 3D models are overall just complex. In many cases, they are actually composed of multiple files: skeleton, texture, mesh, coloring, and they are very hard to find since most indexing, like text or audio search, don't apply to them. And that's why we created echo3D, a centralized repository and API to store, compress, convert, and share 3D models and digital twins. You move all your 3D content to echo3D, and we allow you to store, share, search for, and collaborate on such content with ease. We are integrated and compatible with all 3D design tools like Blender and Autodesk, and 3D engines like Unity and Unreal. And we also work on any cloud environment like AWS, Azure, or GCP. We actually have direct partnerships with many of these design tools and cloud service providers. So the platform is either accessed on a SaaS basis or can be installed locally on a business's own cloud or on-prem servers. We now see 3D models and digital twins being used in every industry, from automotive, gas and oil, manufacturing, retail and e-commerce, marketing, gaming, to even the military. Most have their own 3D assets, and many have massive libraries of 3D scans and digital twins of their products or other 3D models, which are being used for marketing, training, product development, and more. Before onboarding with echo3D, our clients complained that their teams struggled to manage and update their 3D libraries and collaborate across their organization, resulting in time and resources wasted. They also suffered from inefficient workflows and were unable to discover 3D content they already owned and even spend money on incompatible 3D assets and asset duplicates. We help with all of that, allowing you to take control over your 3D content. Teams can view and share massive 3D models and scans, easily collaborate through one central system, and save time and money on the entire 3D workflow. Now that we know what echo3D is, let's see how it works. Each of our clients selects their preferred deployment option: SaaS, on our cloud, local cloud on the client's cloud environment, or on-prem. We deploy, and then teams within the organization unlock a plethora of features like those on the list here on the right, and more. So now that we have all that background out of the way, let's jump into the actual platform. When you register for an account, you will automatically receive an API key. An API key is a unique identifier of a repository for your 3D content, or a collection, if you will. So you'll start off with one parent collection, and then you can add more child collections as needed. You can upload assets directly from your computer, Google Drive, drag and drop, or search through our 800,000 plus free assets in our library. Once your assets load in, it will populate a content card that looks like this. Then if you double-click on the content card, it will open a detailed view, and here you will see all of your asset information, like file type, size, storage, and more. We'll also come back to this detailed view a little later to dive deeper into some of these tools on the side. We have a bunch of different SDKs that you can find up here, like Unity and Unreal, to help you easily integrate into other solutions. Also, just note, as you can see by the files I have on my console, we accept many file formats in addition to 3D, like 2D images, videos, and animations. We also support native CLO and Revit files, and formats from industry standard tools like AutoCAD by Autodesk, SolidWorks, Inventor, SketchUp, and more. If you have a bunch of assets that you don't want to add to another collection, you can create folders for them to keep your assets organized. How you do that is by hitting the 3 dots on any of the content cards and going to Organize. Then you can create a new folder or add to an existing one. Your folders will show up at the top of the content page and also on the left side panel if you hit the arrow. We also have multimodal search, so you can search by text, image, or 3D model. To search by text, head on over to the search bar and type in any keyword. Assets will then appear in the search results if any of the following asset data includes the search text for asset file name, asset tags, and AI-generated tags, names of linked files associated with the asset, and asset metadata keys. In order to search by image, hit the image icon in the search bar and upload a JPG, JPEG, or PNG. The search results will show all 3D models and image assets that have at least 50% visual similarity to the search image file. For search by model, you can click the 3 dots on any 3D asset and hit Find Similar. Just like searching by image, the results will show all 3D models and image assets that have at least 50% visual similarity to the searched asset. You can also redo the search with a different minimum similarity. This tool is very useful because it helps teams remove redundancies from their 3D library, it saves on storage, and helps you find relevant style-matched 3D assets. Another feature we have to help remove redundancies and save your storage is duplicate detection. We detect duplicate entries within the same project during the upload process with the aim of preventing accidental duplicate uploads, as well as saving our users credit expenditure on storage when a duplicate entry is desired. When a duplicate entry is encountered, you will be prompted with a note that says, "Are you sure you would like to upload this file again?" From there, you can confirm or cancel. So now let's go through some of the tabs. So right here we have Collections and Sharing, and here you can add new users to your collections by hitting the plus button, typing their email, and selecting their permission. We have a few different options like Admin, Editor, Commenter, and Viewer. If the user you add already has an echo3D account, they will pop up as normal, but if you add a person who doesn't have an echo3D account yet, they will show up as Not Yet Registered, and they will receive an email notifying them that they have been added to a collection on echo3D. On the Group tab, you can search and add new groups. In order to add a group, hit the plus, add a group name, hit Continue, and then add members by entering their emails and choosing the collection you want to add them to. After you do that, it will show up here and you can rename the group, manage the members, edit the collection access, email the group, or delete the group. For collections, all of your collections will show up here with your access level and credit limit. You can also add new collections, rename, make private, set credit limits, enable lazy loading, show API key, and delete. For collection sharing, you can switch between collections up here, and you'll be able to see everyone who has access to your specific collections. You can change their access permissions and change collection access settings. Here you can lock your collection, enable viewers to download assets without needing to request access, or make your collection public. When this is enabled, the collection can be loaded by anyone who is registered to echo3D and not just permitted users and viewers. Next, we have asset sharing. Here you will see pending requests from viewers, and you can approve or deny the request. If you choose to deny access, you can add a note explaining why. You can also go back and approve old requests that you have denied in the past. The next page is metadata and tags. The collection taxonomy contains data entries that are applied at a collection level and/or to all content entries in the project. For example, a data entry with key scale and value 2 will double the scale of all content assets. The asset-specific metadata is a set of data entries associated with a single asset in your collection. For example, a collection of data associated with just this particular shirt asset. For tagging, we have this really cool AI-generated tagging feature. When you upload an asset to the console or choose from our 800,000 plus free models, it will populate these AI-generated tags based on your asset for you to choose from. It will show up here on the metadata page and also on the content card itself. Additionally, if you don't want to use the recommended tags, you can create your own. And to remove them, you just have to hit the X. These AI tags will be used for the image search feature that I showed you earlier. You can also link any file here and add linked text. On our model editor page, we have some really quick editing tools. Here you can create 3D to 2D posters by just moving the asset to your desired angle and hitting Poster. You can also adjust lighting and shadows, create variants, easily swap base colors and textures, and a bunch more. Next, we have a very important feature, and that is our optimization tools. On the Convert and Compress page, you can easily convert your asset to different file formats and optimize. We have our standard compression, which is our open source Draco compression, and then we have the echo3D ultimate compression. In the ultimate compression, the model will go through extensive compression, which dramatically reduces file size. When compressing a file directly, only GLTF and GLB files are supported. You can also note that the compression may be lossy. Additionally, you can easily poly-reduce your assets, like how I'm doing right now. Hopping back over to the content page, let's talk about asset hierarchy. In order to access the Asset Hierarchy editor, you need to double-click on the content card to open the detailed view. Then you can click on Hierarchy, and here you will see that you can add new parent assets and child assets. So all I need to do is find the asset that I want and select that. Once it loads in, if you choose to remove it, all you need to do is hit the X. It should also be noted that a cyclical hierarchy structure is not supported, and adding relationships that would result in such a structure will be rejected. We also have version control. By default, the first version of your asset is the original upload file. A new version is created whenever the asset file or target is updated. So when you double-click on the content card to open the detailed view, you will see versions. If you hold Control on your keyboard and click on a different version, you will see a side-by-side comparison. Then if you click the 3 dots, you will have a few options like revert to older version, copy the version ID, edit, and delete. For collaborating with your team, you can add comments directly on assets and tag users almost like how you would do on Slack or Microsoft Teams. If you tag someone in a comment, they will immediately receive an email notification. You can also track the activity of your assets by hitting this tab to see the latest updates. We have a bunch of different ways you can filter for assets in addition to our multimodal search that I showed you earlier. On advanced filtering, you can filter for asset type, collaborator, last modified, tags, favorites, name, size, approvals, and comments in order to help you easily find the right file within your collection. You can also add annotations to your assets by double-clicking on the content card and selecting the area you want to add your annotation to. You can toggle annotations on and off by hitting this button, and also edit and delete annotations already created. In terms of analytics and reports, you can view where all of your assets are on a map if they are specified with a location target. You can also see the usage metrics around the most used locations and from which locations your 3D assets are being accessed by country. On the users page, you can analyze users by country, and the insights page shows when your 3D assets are accessed over time. You are also able to see a collection history down below. In terms of securely sharing 3D assets within your organization and with external partners, we have web links that you can copy and paste for a quick view in the browser. You can also share QR codes for instant AR viewing experiences, or add users to your project on our collections and sharing page like how I showed you earlier. And since that was the very last thing in our demo today, now you can get started by going to echo3d.com or reaching out to us on our website. We hope this was useful and you now have a better understanding of how you can use echo3D's 3D digital asset management platform to store, secure, optimize, and share 3D assets and digital twins across your organization and beyond. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to me at megan@echo3d.com.